one day these two girls beat up some boys because they're talking some smack, and they laid down the hammer and said, you know what? I'm going to beat your ass. Anyway.
Yes.
I'm Alex. That's Ed. Look, we did it off the top. Off the top. We did it amazing. See? Yeah, there we go. Off the top.
We're giving us so much credit.
Yeah, you guys know our names now. You guys can't say we don't know the guy on the left, the guy on the right. So I'm Alex. That's Ed. That's Ed. I'm Alex. Anyway, welcome back to the Pizza Time podcast, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting, guys. We're over 700 subscribers.
700.
Last time we talked, we were over 600. Now we're over 700. But thank you so much for all the positive reviews, especially in English Finglish. It performed really well for us. And yeah. But today is not about English Finglish or the lunchbox. Today is about a movie you guys have been requesting for a long time, which I completely forgot to add into the poll. So this week we decided no poll. There will be a poll after this video drops, so you guys can vote on the next film. But this week we're talking about Dangal. Dangal. You guys have been telling us for, I want to say, months now. You got to watch this movie. You got to watch this movie. You got to watch this movie. So we did, and now we're going to talk about it. So yes, today is all about Dangal. So Dangal is the 2016 drama sports movie, the underdog sports movie of all underdog sports movies. I didn't know what to expect. I'm very excited to hear what Ed thought of this movie, but let's give a quick little overview before we get there. It stars Amir Khan as Mahavir Singh, I believe is his name, and how he is the man who is just in love with wrestling. He thought he was going to be the first person to bring gold home for his country at the Commonwealth Games or the Olympics, and that never came to fruition. So he said, you know what, I'm going to make it the goal of my children, my boys, and he never has boys. He ends up having 4 girls, but as fate would have it, he was always supposed to have girls because one day these 2 girls beat up some boys because they're talking some smack, and they laid down the fucking hammer and said, you know what, I'm gonna beat your ass. Anyway.
Yes, I love it.
So they said
Go, Alex.
No, they said that they beat the ass of these 2 young boys, and the father, Amir Khan, has this epiphany, says, you know what, I found my 2 wrestlers. So then the story kind of kicks it into high gear. It's the next, basically, I want to say 10 years, if not more, of how he trains his 2 daughters and how he is a, hard disciplinarian on them. And there's like some hard scenes to watch where he unfortunately makes the girls cut their hair, and it's a very sad scene. And how they basically grow up and become champions, and then they go off, and the older daughter kind of loses her way a little bit when she gets a little bit of freedom, but it all works out well, and they do become the first 2 female I don't want to say it. They become the first. One becomes the first female. The older daughter becomes the first female to win gold for India at an international event. So that is the terrible summation, Alex's terrible summations of Dangal. So I'm very interested to see what Ed thought about this movie, because for those of you that don't know, Ed doesn't like sports. I love sports. Ed hates sports.
It's so true. Okay, hold on. I don't hate sports. I love sports as sports.
I like the concept of time, but
yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. No, I don't hate sports. I don't look at sports and go fucking bullshit, fucking better people at me at shit. No, I love sports. I think they're great. I don't go out of my way to watch them. I never grew up around people who like sports, so that's it. It's just never been a part of my life. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I love watching me some sports every once in a while.
Fair. So what did you think of Dangal.
I really like this movie a lot. It was really good. It's a great film. It's not without its cons, but overall, I it's what a story. What a fantastic story. I didn't read about the story beforehand. I didn't even watch the trailer. I didn't really know what it was about besides the fact that it was about wrestling, because I translated Dangal for me. And I seriously thought it was Amir Khan's story, like becoming a wrestler. I had no clue that the actual story was one based on a real story of these two sisters, Geeta and Babita, the daughters of Mahavir, who Amir plays, and that's what it was really about. I had no clue. And then initially I was thinking, 2016, Disney nonetheless. I was like, uh-oh.
I knew you were going to say something about Disney.
And then, then it doesn't turn out to be that way. In fact, I love the way the realistic portrayal. It's a true story, but I love that they kept all the honest things about, like, more or less, I guess it's loosely inspired, but I'm sure they kept all of like the gist of like what it was like to be two women in this male-dominated sport in India, nonetheless, where like who looks at India as like for wrestling, and then to dominate. It's again, it's an underdog story. I loved it. The performances and the cinematography, overall, the direction I thought was all really, really strong. Amir Khan, I mean, come on, bro. Amir Khan, in the beginning, when he shows up like fucking Hulk, we have to
put a timeout in it really quick, because we got to ask the audience, guys, is that him? Is he that effing jacked? I mean, look, he was jacked in PK, but is he that jacked? I mean, you guys got to let us know. Also, does he have a fat suit on? He didn't like get jacked.
So that was one of my questions, right? Yeah. Like, either way, prosthetic, makeup, whatever, excellent, top class. I go back and forth between. I'm like, well, he got ripped for 10 minutes of the movie, like not really 10 minutes, but like basically just the beginning.
Basically, yeah.
I don't know. I would venture that they're both. I think. No, I would put money on that it's a fat suit later for the rest of the movie, and that I think maybe he did get buffed just for those fucking 15, the top of the movie. I mean, that's my bet. That's my bet.
I have questions, because it doesn't. To me, the arms look too big, and I'm like,
to me, it looked legit. I didn't question it. I was like, whoa, he fucking showed up. Like, he showed up. What a transformation. Anyways, again, just really quickly, again, it's just like great performances. The only con I would give it is that, yes, again, I think a little overlong.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right? I think they could have cut a lot of stuff.
Long.
Like the initial phase where they were training, I think they could have cut that down a little bit. Some a little bit in the middle. But again, overall, once we got to the end of it, I just really liked the way it wrapped up. And again, most importantly, I just thought they handled the source material like really, really well to give us something that felt really real, regardless of some moments who maybe didn't happen. But yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I thought the movie was great. It was. I do agree. It was too long. It was 30 minutes too long.
It's too long.
But I looked back on it, and I'm like, where would I cut the 30 minutes out? Maybe a little here, maybe a little here. But there are 30 minutes I do think that you can cleanly cut out of this film and still make it as poignant of a film and poignant of a message that you could put out. I will say this. I think every kid the age of, 14 and above, 13 and above should watch this movie.
100%.
Every kid, every nation, everywhere in the world should watch this movie.
100%.
There is just so many good lessons to be learned while watching this movie, that it should be like mandatory watching in a school somewhere. All schools. Right. I think that to me is the best part about this movie, is like there's so many good lessons to be learned. But yeah, I really loved the movie. It was a fun ride, man. It again, typically with these movies, they are long. I did feel it in this one, but they do a very good job of pacing it. One of my favorite things in this movie, was the song in the middle when after she wins her first match. I loved that song. I was like, "Yo, this is."
Was it the rap hip hop more song? Like that one? I fucking
when they started to come up in the game.
Banger. Dude,
banger.
All this I had a note here for all the songs. All the songs are fucking awesome. The first song, Dangal, Dangal. The way it's mixed is just like, let's fucking go. Like you can just that strong vocal performance by, I don't know who the singer is. Fantastic. It just all the songs in the original songs in this movie are just fucking awesome. They're so good.
They're great.
They're really well done. Talk about like coming from English song to like this.
Oh my
day.
Didn't even absolutely.
Wow.
Talking from English to English. By the way, the director of English should talk to the director of this film, which the director was Nitish Tiwari, because he'll tell you how to not waste the first 30 minutes of the movie. How to get through things, Fucking hell. This was, such a pleasant watch. So let's talk about some of our favorite things. I want to talk first about the end. I want to talk about the final match scene.
Sure.
Because I thought that scene really, really kind of stuck out to me, because I think it was so masterfully kind of executed, because your heart's kind of being ripped out of you that he can't watch his daughter do this final match, which, by the way, so to give some context, I'm sure you all know, but to give some context for people who haven't seen it that may are interested in it and want just a full spoiler on it, basically the coach of the wrestling team, the NSA wrestling team, is an asshole and doesn't like Geeta's father, Amir Khan's character. So he locks him in a janitor's closet for the final gold medal match. So he has been there by her side for all these matches, giving her tips on how to win, and then she's not there. And your heart's getting ripped out because it's not there. And like the roller coaster of emotions you go through as you watch her struggle to fight this, let's be honest, behemoth of a woman.
Oh man, she was like,
I don't know who that girl was, who that woman was, but damn, she could kick. I mean, all the women in this probably could kick my ass. Let's be honest. But yeah, so to watch that all go down, you're just like, oh my gosh. And then, the film in a brilliant way clicks, and you learn an incredible life story and a life lesson that every kid needs to learn. Your parents not always going to be there to bail you out.
Right.
Are you always going to look to your father to rescue you? And like it clicks in her head, and she wins the gold medal. And then there's that insanely, I don't know what your cry meter was at, but but there's that insanely emotional moment when the Indian national anthem starts playing, and he's still in the closet, and he hears it.
He hears it. Yeah.
And then they go see each other, and like it's just the words you want to hear from a parent at any given time. It's I'm proud of you. What a scene.
Powerful moment. I'll start off with this about that scene. I initially, when they capture or like they trap Mahavir in the janitor's closet, whenever that is.
Yeah.
It felt initially I had a negative reaction to it. I felt it was a little contrived. I didn't feel like I was thinking, is this really necessary right now? I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Like I needed that. But then as you put it, when you realize how it is crushing. It's crushing to know that he won't be there, right? Mm-hmm. But it's key because, Mahavir's actions throughout the movie, I wouldn't say I agree completely with everything he did. I to the point where I would say like he kind of deserves it in some ways.
Yeah.
Right? Like like the fact that he wasn't given all the satisfaction to even just see it is almost deserved, because he's a cruel guy. He can be cruel. Like his teachings were absolutely, I think, phenomenal for anyone to follow. But it's no doubt to me that sometimes he could be a little too far. And whether or not that's like people agree with that is up to you. But yeah, there were moments where I'm like, okay, you could have been a little bit better there. So in that sense, I understood that the emotional weight that added. And then, of course, when you realize, like, at the end of the day, him just hearing, because for him, it was mostly about getting that gold for India, for the country, right? Representing the country, I think was his goal. So to hear the song, just the song, as the connection to that, I thought was beautiful. I like that moment a lot. And Amir just kills it in that moment, you know, like acting wise. So initially I had a negative reaction. I felt like, would that really happen? I'm like, that felt a little like, which I don't think that really happened. So I felt it for a second, but then I liked in what it led to and what it meant for his character. I thought was strong. And again, and to Geeta, the whole, like, I'm not always going to be there, right? He was there the entire time, fucking mouthing his stuff, and like now that she's cut off from that, and so it's like that's even more powerful of a message. So but no, can we talk about, like, every one of these sports movies has the final point shot. Like the moment. I loved the final fucking slow-mo, the telephoto, the 5-point move, and how just like how long it took to get there, and the fucking the sound effects and God damn it, that was such a greatly executed moment. It's probably one of my favorite, I think now, sports final points moments. It was so good. It was so good.
This is, without a doubt, the best sports movie I've seen in
a long time, I think.
For me, since like Remember the Titans.
You know what's funny, man? I was thinking about, like, what is like the last great sports movie, like truly great. And you know, it made me realize, you know, sports movies as a genre really is scarce. It's not that common. It doesn't come out a lot.
Because what do you do anymore, you know?
Well, yeah, what do you do anymore? And it's also a very, generally speaking, it's a very small, it's a bit of a niche audience. It's not for everyone. I think for a lot of people, much like Mahavir, it's like older men, maybe, like they're the ones who really care about like that kind of message most of the time.
Right.
So it's hard. It's a hard genre to sort of do a lot of. You don't see more than 2 maybe sports movies in a year, like in any given moment. So the fact that, like, I thought the same thing. Like, I think maybe Remember the Titans. I just can't remember, like, the last, maybe The Blind Side. I mean, was it?
I thought The Blind Side was a little corny. So, but yeah,
I don't disagree with you. It's not one of my favorite sports movies, but I'm just trying to like pull something sooner. Because when the hell did Remember the Titans come out? Like, fuck it.
2001.
Tell me that was after Hardball or not, or before Hardball. Which, by the way, Hardball's a great movie. I don't know if you've seen that with Keanu Reeves. Have you seen Hardball?
2001. Of course I have, yes.
Yeah, Hardball's great, dude. That's one of my favorites.
Watch what I do with it.
Yeah, baby, yes. I love it when you call me Big Pop. Great movie. Anybody who hasn't seen that movie, watch Hardball. It's so good.
So, Remember the Titans was 2000. Hardball was 2001.
Oh, wow. It came afterwards. Okay, so interesting. Anyways, it's hard. It's far and few between. And so...
Yeah, to your to that point, great. Like, what do you do with sports movies anymore? You don't really know, but like this was really well done, and it's a true story. Obviously, I'm sure. I mean, you guys in the comments can tell us how much of it was true versus how much was, you know, embellished a little bit. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because, like, it really did capture. Again, I'm going to say this a lot during this review, and not to be repetitive, but like, it is. If you're at a self-help conference, if you're anywhere, if you do anything. Everybody should watch this movie. Everyone. Yeah. Because there's so many life lessons to be learned. You know, turn your, like, don't listen to negativity comments over here. Don't forget about your roots and where you came from. You know, discipline is important. Learn how to adapt. Every life is about adapting. You know, Jesus, you know, have some self-confidence in yourself that you're going to win, that you're the best out there. You know, it's just, you know, break your stereotype, you know, don't be afraid to break stereotypes, you know, like there's just so many like great things, lessons that every kid should take away from this movie.
And arguable, I think that is like the big push for any kid to take up a sport, because I think sports in general is about that. Yeah. Sports teaches you so much about life in general, about how you should be able to, how you should handle yourself during times of of high stress, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like up against it. I think that's what, and I completely agree with you. I want to ask you about then one of the themes. What theme did you attach to most? Because I actually really liked. I was really engrossed by the whole, Mahavir and his sort of want to win the gold, and how that transfers to his daughters, and his daughters like struggling with wondering if like it was for them or for him, or like his teachings, his technique going out of style, and him becoming old. I really thought that was like the core of the movie for me.
Yeah,
more above like just the competition. In and of itself.
Yeah,
I love that. One of my favorite scenes is that scene between Mahavir and Geeta when they fight for the I assume the first time ever.
You feel so icky watching that scene.
Yeah, it's so gross. You're like, oh, I don't want to watch this, but it's so necessary.
Yeah,
it's so necessary because it's like it comes to a head, like all these years of like emotional detachment coming to head physically. Yeah, right. There's two stories coming to a head here, and the fact you feel for both of them. Like no one's really wrong in this moment.
Yeah,
it's just like. It's all this drama that's just built up, and but you feel bad for both of them, and it sucks that it causes that rift, but it's such a great scene.
Yeah, like it's the boiling point, right, where everything boils over. The years of the training, the years of the too much discipline, the years of no fun. Yeah, and she goes away and she gets a taste of it, and it's to her immense detriment. Obviously, as you see. And she, in that moment, she does forget where she came from. She does forget that, it was like a push and pull kind of thing where it's like, Geeta, I think, is it's like an inner thing with her, because at the end of the day, remember, it was Geeta who decided to go heavy into the training. After she realizes that her friend, this child, is being married off to a man she's never met, and that's what her father decided for her. And her father decided, no, my girls aren't going to do that. My girls are going to do something else. They're going to break the stereotype. They're going to go do this instead. Yeah. And, again, great job, Indian directors. It wasn't pushed in our face. We understand it. We're very smart. You don't have to just spell it out for us. Fantastic job, director.
And they put everyone through the struggle of that, right?
Yeah.
Life is not easy. Nothing's given. Nothing was given to these girls.
Right.
They literally had to just fucking fight through hell to get to that.
Yeah.
Again, that's a message that is not pushed today.
Right.
I'm happy that this movie came out a lot later than I thought. I was thinking this movie came out like back in 2013 or 12 or something like that. 2016. I mean, it's getting there, but it's not too far behind. I love that this movie exists. I love that Walt Disney Pictures India's name is strapped to this, because I would show this movie right in their fucking face and go, whoa. Disney, you had something here.
We got to remember that. You got to remember that this is a different country. This isn't America, where our writing has become very lazy. Our characters have become very generic. I mean, everybody's basically a fucking saltine cracker at this point. Or I don't know, some non-bread without garlic on it.
Oh, I like
for
that.
our Indian audiences.
I like that.
Maybe just bland, right?
Yeah.
This is India. This is Walt Disney Pictures India. They're different. Yeah. They have different culture, different things. That's why it's.
But nonetheless, the fact that Disney stamped on there.
I see what you're
saying. Like the name Disney stamped, which means it is Disney.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is Disney. Hey, like. It's your name stamped on this, and
you
it's
can
awesome.
still do it. Yeah,
America, whoever, you can still do it. This is a very important, because honestly, man, this movie would not get. That's my point. Is this movie would not get made today under American standard? Like, just wouldn't.
Yeah,
it just would. Especially by Disney, I don't believe that. Like, or they would have to take out all the hardship. They'd have to show the them fighting the men. That's not going to happen. Like the early days when. Those scenes would not happen. I don't think.
Before we jump to that scene, before we jump to those scenes, those are great scenes.
Great scenes.
Yeah, that scene where she fights her father, to bring it back to that.
Yeah.
you know, again, you feel so icky watching it, and then it's her little sister that has to tell her what you did was wrong.
Yeah.
What you did was wrong to Dad.
Correct.
Don't you get it? What's happened to you? And it's her little sister that's the connection back, and it leads to that really, really good scene where she calls her dad, and she literally can't say anything. She's just crying. Did you cry?
100%. I even have it here. All I have written here is in quotes is "Sorry, Papa."
Yeah,
I fucking lost it.
Yeah,
and I love that. That's all that had to be said, because that's all that had to be said.
Yeah,
it's fucking. That scene is fantastic. Yeah, loved it. I cried 100%. Yeah, and they sold it.
Like, so again, as you found out a few episodes ago, my dad took off. My mom was hard on me and my sister. Hard. Like, I went to work at 15 for my grandfather, who was also hard on me. He didn't give me a break because I was the grandson.
You're the dude.
But, you know, that type of stuff, that type of discipline, that type of things that helped me get to where I am today, to where I can have a successful job and hold down and support a family, things like that. Like, again, like, all the life lessons in this movie all kind of just mesh so well together. And, you know, before we talk about the wrestling scenes and the cinematography of those, because, oh my God, fantastic.
Oh, they're great.
I do want to talk about, you did mention Amir Khan, Mahavir Singh Phogat, I believe is
I think it's Phogat. Yeah,
Phogat, right?
Phogat.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you don't agree with everything, and I would 100% agree. Like, yeah, it was maybe a little too hard.
Well, I didn't say I didn't agree. I said he was definitely cruel. That's what I said. Like,
okay. Then
some of his actions were cruel, but I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm saying they were cruel. That's just how it is.
Then never mind. I retract that. Then okay. So I agree. He was cruel, but I mean, look what it did. Look what he did for his country. Look how his 2 daughters turned up. Look at what it did for the village. Look at what it did for. I mean, one of the most charming scenes is the chicken farmer,
the chicken guy,
who has that sub junior champion has her there.
I love that.
Takes off a champion, and then like he keeps just going and going. It's just such a nice little gag that lasts the whole time. I really liked it, and I think portraying this type of character that is very who almost appears one note, but as soon as you like realize that he cares for these daughters so much, and he cares for his country so much, and he cares for all this so much, you're almost like, yeah, it was cruel, but it almost all worked and all had a point. And, you know, he was never abusive. You know? So I just really cannot say enough about Amir Khan.
I think it could be argued that the haircutting scene was borderlining on
the haircut scene.
But again, it's not right or wrong. Is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that was wrong. Like, that's. To do that to a kid that age is it's traumatizing. I'm sure it is, you know. So
but he does it because he doesn't give them. They don't give him any other choice. They are doing everything at that moment in time to get out of it. And
it goes. Well, what I like about it too is this. We're not parents yet, but I do think about like you know the way that my parents raised me and how I would raise my own children and like you know how I would do it. How do you feel about like? So ultimately, I feel like you think what Mahavir and the way he went about it was ultimately best for them. Would you say?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, I would too. See, that's where I get kind of like, but at the same time, it's conflicting because there's a part there where I'm like, well, but they also didn't really have a choice. But
what's the alternative option? Did we see the only alternative option was to be married off to men you have never met?
The alternative option is that, but at the end of the day, it's still your choice. If some people want that, some people do want an easy life where they just kind of everything just kind of happens for them. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's about the choice. It's about the choice of it. Is that so, at that early age? Is that something that? I don't know. I go back and forth, but ultimately, I mean, you know,
the thing that I think saves it all and all that brings it together is he says, "Give me 1 year. If they don't want to do it after that and their heart's not in it, I'll stop. I'll
True.
go back to being this.
That's a
being
great point.
disconnected.
You're
And
right.
he did. And again, they had the moment where they said, "I would die for a father like you.
Right.
I would,
Right. And
I would die for a father like
there was
yours."
they gave us
So-
the necessary moments where the girls themselves made the decision too.
Yes,
They did.
And again,
They went, I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking beat these fuckers. Let's do it.
yeah, and now we can jump to the wrestling part, right? Where the very first wrestling scene. Holy hell! What a great scene! I don't know how they choreographed it, how they got it to work, but man, who was young Geeta? Young-
Zaira Wasim.
Zaida Wazim. What a fantastic job she did playing that part. I mean, dude, she goes, that whole scene is
Excellent.
fantastic. She goes
Excellent.
and she picks the biggest guy, says, "I'm going to take you down." She ends up losing, which is a fantastic lesson to learn. Again, you're not going to win everything. You're
Disney
not gonna
Today.
be perfect.
Disney Today won
Yeah.
the first round.
Yeah, you
won
win the first round. Yeah. This is important. Losing happens. Everybody loses in life. It's part of life. That's why it's called life.
Yep.
So for her to lose, but and she got 50 rupees from a donor.
She got more than
She got more than the winner. Yeah.
And oh my god. Okay, thank you for bringing that up. That's another small, I don't want to say lesson, but it shows a lot about the mentality about sort of like, one of the big issues today is the pay gap between men and women, particularly in sports. How like a lot of the feminist movement is saying like, oh, men get paid more for their sports than women does, like, WNBA versus normal NBA.
Yeah.
The argument there to be made in terms of the money is the fact, the men's sports get more eyes. That's
they do generate
that's
a lot
the
more
reason
money. Yes.
they get more money. If you just watched the women's sports, they could definitely get up to that spot. The point is though, they don't generate the same money that the men's sports does. Now look at this scene. They acknowledge the fact that she gets more money because she's the reason everyone's there, and they made money.
Yeah.
She even lost.
Yeah.
And they still gave her more money. Why? Because she's the reason that they're there. It's a beautiful example of like how that works, how business in the sports world works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But, I mean,
It's
to your point,
a
exactly.
small like chunk of that, but
the WNBA here in America loses $10 million a year, while the NBA generates
insane numbers,
like $18.5 billion a year.
Yeah, correct.
So there's a difference why the pay isn't equal. But
correct.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's a good point. I didn't catch on to that.
Yeah, it's a great, because you kind of wonder like, why did they pay her? I mean, they don't acknowledge it, which is great, but it's like, why does she get more?
But they kind of wink at it.
If he won, right? That seems completely combative to like that idea. Yeah. So I just love that was in there, and they didn't need to explain it, but I just loved like, if you just think about it for 2 seconds, you're like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And they did it right in front of the dude. It's like
the funniest thing about the pay gap stuff is like when you go and you ask them when they do those on the streets thing, and like they ask people, they should pay them equally. Do you watch the WNBA? No, I've never seen a game.
Right.
Well, again, there's a problem. You got to back up what you're talking about, right?
Right.
Again, if you want to pay them equally, pay them equally. We don't fucking care.
Yeah, I don't care. Please do. I don't.
But figure it out. But like, you have to reasonably have reasonable expectations.
Right.
But yes.
Where do they think this money's coming from? Like the NBA and the WNBA are not the same. Like they just are. They're different organizations. I think people assume that it's just all one like pile of money.
Yeah.
And they just think, well, of course they should give it.
We're going to divvy it up here and here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, no, that's not how that is.
It's a funny image.
The image is funny, but yeah, that was a great. But also, again, that fucking song, dude. I think I'm gonna find that song.
Dude,
I'm finding that song today.
Epic. Dude, I just cannot get over how well that was like filmed. The entire wrestling scene, the first wrestling scene that she has in competition, so well done. The angle's low to the ground. You feel like you're in the action. It feels like you're there wrestling with her. Feel like the struggle look with her. I don't know if these young girls trained in wrestling before they did this.
Oh, I'm sure they had to.
I mean, they look like it, right? But like,
I'm sure they had to.
Getting thrown on the dirt like that. I mean, damn, dude. Like, she cartwheels out of a move at one point. She's moving really good. I'm like, damn, this is fucking. This is so well executed.
Absolutely,
I couldn't wrap my head around it.
The visuals is one thing. It was excellently captured, especially with like the camera's moving at times, and like it's clear. It's always clear what the move is and where it's coming from. It's so well executed, but it's also just half the battle. The other half are these actresses. You see them. Like, that's happening. You know, they're actually wrestling, and of course they're not going. At least I don't think so. In danger of like harming the actual actresses, but they make it feel real. Yeah, like they're being put to the ground. Like, it's just it's astonishing what they accomplish. Again, particularly with like females. Yeah, it's a real. They keep saying in the movie, "What if she breaks her leg, breaks her arm?" Those are real things that can happen. And it could be catastrophic to people's bodies, and they're doing it. I'm just like, wow.
It felt to me that, especially when she was wrestling the Nigerian wrestler, every single time I kind of edged closer to my seat.
Right.
That like is the mark of like really good cinematography, and like the score. Like when go back to the first fight when he hits her on the head hard, I was like, damn, dude. But you felt it. Everything felt visceral and real, and like it all happened to these two actors. Like, they were the only two people there, and that it was never stunt actors. That these guys learned everything themselves and did it. And like, yeah, dude, you just kind of like that is so lost amongst like Marvel fight scenes and fight scenes we see today, where you feel like you're in the action. And look, I'm not saying like things like Patan and stuff is great. Like, you're a little disconnected from it because there's a guy on a fucking jet backpack, you know. But this is not that at all, and it's really, really fun. So yeah, the fight scenes to me were one of the best parts about it.
I mean, I couldn't agree with you more, man. They nailed it. They absolutely nailed those scenes. They're absolutely exciting and electric, and again, it's just these performers. Like, it couldn't have been as good if they like tried to cut around all the time around their faces or whatever. Like, you see them perform it, and you really believe that they're the ones doing it, and it's just like it grounds the film so well, and you're just in it. You're not thinking about anything else. You're like, you care about the character, you care about the fact, like, you feel them going through it. It's so good.
And she's like the very first fight scene where she's, he's stronger than her, and it's never a question. This guy is much stronger than her,
clearly.
But she is so well trained. There's that amazing scene where they're on the ground, right, and he kind of like flips her over to get her pinned, and she lands on her feet,
and
like her head pinned back, and he can't get her down. And I was like,
correct. That's technique.
Sick. That's good, dude.
They said it in the beginning too. Like, Mahavir himself says, like, it's not about who's the most muscular. It's great. It's other things too. It's speed, by the way, it's dexterity. It's all these things, and you can use your opponent's weight against them, right? Like, that's the point.
That scene cracked me up because he said it's not about how big you are, and then he takes off his shirt and it's fucking, and he's massive. And I was like, well, I mean, I feel like it's a little bit about how big you are.
The guy was bigger than him. It's funny. It's funny.
Taller than him, but I don't know if he was bigger than him.
It's like $1 and 2 50-cent coins. It's like, okay, well,
I was like,
it's like, kind of the same.
Wait a minute. All right, a minute for rebuttal here.
I agree with that. Can we just talk over really quickly again about Amir? Just to kind of talk about him as a performer, because we've seen him in 3 Idiots now. In PK, he's given us like consistently the best movies we've seen, and the performances are solid too for him. I'll tell you, man, the last 2 performances in 3 Idiots and PK, skinny guy, fit but skinny, lanky, silly, Charlie Chaplin-esque. He's an alien in one. He's like this kind of like autistic guy in the other, smart guy. He shows up in this. I mean, he is. Come on. He shows up in this, and he's just far other side of the freaking spectrum. Just buff. He's the guy. He's the man. Like, he's alpha. He's alpha. And I believed him right away. It's like I didn't even see those other movies, that he's not Amir Khan that I knew. He's a phenomenal actor, dude. He just I didn't even know this. He has his own freaking production company that also produced this film along with Walt Disney. Like the guy is just, I mean, it's hard not to see him as kind of like maybe like the Tom Cruise guy of maybe India, in the sense that he just does it. He's in it and he's fucking for it. He just wants to make good ass movies, you know?
I want our followers to maybe give us some newer Amir Khan stuff, because this is 2016. Like, what's the newest movie he's been in?
Sure.
That we should be super excited to watch, or something that's coming out that we should maybe keep our eyes out for, that'll come out in a theater and we can see it there. But yeah, I agree, dude. It's he is a fantastic actor. Tom Cruise-esque.
He just gives off those vibes, right?
You know, just really, really good actor.
He like knows what he's there for, and he loves films, and it's his life, and he's just there to entertain you and give you stories that make you feel good. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like, what he's about, and I love it.
The 3 films we've seen so far, would you say that?
Sorry, say that again?
Is he in the 3 best films we've seen so far?
I mean, it's undoubtable that 3 Idiots is like the number 1 right there.
I really don't know if anything will surpass 3 Idiots.
It's going to be hard. PK is easily also in like top 5. We've seen so many great films also, but yeah, I would say that's top 5. Dangal, where would I put that? I haven't really thought about it. I probably wouldn't put it in my top 5, but it's definitely up there. It's a great film. I mean, yes, it's fantastic. But
I would put it below Barfi. Definitely.
Yeah, I still like Barfi overall.
Yeah.
You know, but
definitely
up there. It's really good.
You mentioned something about autistic people, and I gotta say, we got a couple comments on our YouTube, and we got some Instagram messages that said, "Don't worry, there's not an autistic person in this, so Ed should like it." Which I love it. Keep the Ed hates autistic people train going.
It's
I want
really
him to be internetly. I want him to be famous on the internet.
Famous.
For that.
I'm for it, man. It's really funny. It's really freaking funny. I love it. Bring it. It's so good.
Anyway,
dude, I already can see that for any movie. It's just gonna be like, no autistic people, Ed 0. Like
Ed likes it. It's good.
Yeah. Or sorry, no autistic people, Ed like 100% loved it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah. All good. Make a meme.
Amir Khan is fantastic in this again. Like
he's so good.
Wow. What a talent.
Just seriously, like what a talent.
I want to ask people, is Amir Khan like obviously there's Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan, but is it just Amir Khan in this like next level with the guy you guys told us is the Robert De Niro or the Al Pacino of India? Is he just that type of level at this point? And everybody else is just below him? Because he just transforms into every role and just fills every like screen, every little bit of every role, and he's really, really, really freaking talented. And again, like we don't really have that in American cinema right now. There's not like
at the moment.
There's not like a tentpole star that you know is going to be a banger every single time. Like, has there ever been an Amir Khan disappointment?
Oh, that'd be a good one. Yeah,
let us know.
I'm sure there has. Dude, the guy has been making films since 1973. He was born in 1965. He started making films when he was 8.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
The guy hasn't faltered, and he hasn't faltered. When you go through his filmography, like I am right now on Wikipedia, every he's gone through every decade with movies consistently. I'm sad to say, at least in terms of Wikipedia, there's nothing slated for 2023 with him in it, so that's a little bummer. But I don't know. Let us know if there's something coming up. But there's plenty to go through, though. He has plenty of movies. We have a lot to go through with Amir Khan, and I'm happy for it because he's just fucking awesome. He's so good. This Doom 3, I feel like we need to catch this Doom franchise. Seems kind of interesting, and I'd be interested to tackle that a little bit. But because it's so funny, because when you see lists of movies you need to watch with him, Doom's there next to 3 Idiots, PK, and Dangal. So it's just really funny. Like, okay, I guess we should watch it.
Wait, like what?
Yes,
Lagan is also there. By the way,
Lagan. I'm not seeing it.
We've been told to watch that one.
Lagan.
Lagan, yeah. Doom 3. What is that?
Where's Lagan? How old? Oh, there, Lagan, 2001. Okay. Epic sports drama. Also, dude, he's doing a lot of sports stuff. I didn't even realize that.
Is is this Doom 3? Like, is this the third one? Do we have to watch Doom 1 and 2?
I'm sure there should be.
Like, or is this just Doom 3? Is it just called Doom 3?
Oh, wait, you're right. Is there wait.
Are there Doom 2s? Are there Doom 1s?
Are there Doom 2s or 1s? Wait, you're right. Wait, it doesn't like say... Oh, no. It is the third installment of the Doom series. Doom...
Oh, yeah, Doom 2 has Hendrik. Our boy.
Oh, yeah. And Doom 1 has...
Doom 2 has 92% in Rotten Tomatoes. Damn.
Abraham, dude.
Jonathan Abraham is Doom 1?
He's in John Abraham is in Doom 1.
Oh my gosh, he is, yeah.
There's no one else than freaking John Abraham that like gets you going, isn't it? Like he's like,
for me, dude, if he's the villain of every movie going forward, I'm down. We did a Fast X review earlier, and Ed asked me, do you want to see Jason Momoa finish out the series as the villain, or do you want someone bigger to come? I should have answered, if the only person that could do it better is if John Abraham comes in and he's the villain of this. I would love that. John Abraham, he teams up with John Travolta for just fucking ridiculousness. Let's do it.
I'm telling you right now, man, I would love to see Shah Rukh Khan like take on a franchise in America. Maybe something. I just want to see him in an American film. Like, he would be fucking awesome.
Has he never done an American film?
Oh, by the way, they do a nod to him in this film when they're watching one of his old movies.
Oh, yes, that's
correct. They're like swooning over him. I mean, it's just so great. Yeah. So good to see like people acknowledging,
Yeah, I guess he did turn back or something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Did you?
Good job.
I had a question for you. Any cons for you from the film? Besides the fact that it was long, I had one other one that I felt like I think could have just been smoothed out a little bit more for me. Geeta taking down her cousin for the first time. Mahavir sort of seeing that as like, oh, she's ready to take on boys in that kind of competition. I thought was a little fast. So I was like, really? You're the cousin? Okay.
The
one more
shrimp.
scene.
Yeah.
The shrimp. One more
noodle.
Scene.
This is the guy. By the way, we haven't mentioned the cousin. I thought the cousin, typically that comedic relief can be too much in a movie like this.
And annoying.
He is so good.
It's perfect.
I laughed every single time he said something. I laughed when he got stuck having to train with them.
Yeah.
He was great as a narrator. That was a nice touch.
Oh, yeah.
The cousin did a fantastic job on top, just along with everybody else. I mean, the two girls were fucking great in this movie.
Oh, my God.
But I would say, yes, that was a little annoying to me. It
didn't seem reasonable is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? That to that, huh? Okay.
I don't know how much truth there is into the final scene of getting locked into the locker room and not being there. And I did think the coach being jealous was a bit like
that little storyline was just a little,
it kind of fell flat to me because I was kind of like, well, like one, this guy doesn't matter, but I guess, I don't know. It just felt kind of stupid to be in there.
I hear you. Yeah.
I get why you have it in there, and it does work. But like again, like I'm not sure I needed it.
Wasn't necessary. I agree with you. I don't think that whole story was necessary. That little sideline of like, oh, he's like trying to take my job or whatever.
Yeah, like I don't think he was ever trying to take your job. Maybe he did take the job. Maybe that was part of the story.
Yeah, but I also agree. I didn't think that was absolutely necessary. So
yeah,
that little bit. Yeah, I agree. But that was just like my little thing. I was like, oh, they could have like had one more scene in between Geeta and the cousin, and then straight to fucking like men's like sport.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
yeah.
So.
I do like that the girls, even though they get good, they're never cocky. And the one time she starts to get cocky, she loses. She loses every international match. Again, I think it's so important, and we don't get it in American movies anymore.
Right.
To lose, especially with our women characters. We don't get that anymore.
Well, that's the part of humanity that is relatable.
Yeah, like
most people do not win in life.
Yeah,
that's why when you just show someone winning all the time, nobody really understands. Like they can't understand that. You're not teaching them anything either, because winning just doesn't happen for most of us, most people.
That's a good point. Yeah,
you have to work really fucking hard. Yeah, you have to go through. You got to cry. You got to fucking go through it, man. And that's when that happens. Yeah. So that I'm glad that they told a very honest portrayal of what it's really like. Again, it's sports, so that comes with the territory, but it's a great reflection of like what life is really like. And for those, who want to see what it takes to like really make it, even if it's just like at your job or whatever it is, it's completely universal, to have that kind of lesson. And it's great. It sucks. I wish the sports genre was a bigger, more put out, genre in the year of a movie release. So, but it's fine. Yeah, you can get in other places, but you feel it, right?
Really fallen.
Yeah,
kind of gone away. It's just, I think they're just like out of stories to tell.
Maybe so. I mean, maybe so. And again, like this movie is hardly innovative in the genre. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like it's not original, but it does it really well, though. It tells the story really, really well still. Yeah. So it's like it's great. I don't know. I don't know what else what's there to say about this, but there's one other line where I was tearing up. I didn't full cry, but I was like, oh, that's a really great line.
I'm gonna make a crying Ed meme and just put it up every time he said that.
I haven't cried here yet on camera, but maybe one day I will. But he when who is he talking to? Is he talking to Babita? Yes, I believe so. It's right after she wins nationals, her national medal, right?
Yes.
He's at his little shrine right, of his daughters, and he's wondering if he should talk to Geeta, because after their little fallout, and he goes, he says something very sad. It's like the most human moment, because it's like, this is what I think he really is really scared of. He's not scared of not being necessarily remembered by, I think, the gold medal and for the win and for his accomplishments. He goes, once you leave, I already lost one daughter to the NSA. Once you leave, your papa will once again become old.
And
that was so heartbreaking. Like because for him, it's like, all this that's happening to me just keeps reminding me, I'm proud of everything that you guys have accomplished, but it keeps reminding me how kind of I didn't get it, and that I'm also just dying. Like I'm only getting older. This is all. I don't know.
I think it's something every parent probably goes through when their kid goes off to college or something.
Exactly.
When did I get old? I have at that moment where I came back home after it was during COVID year, so I went and spent like a month in Texas with my mom, and she had just like her whole head of hair was like gray, and I was like,
time's a bitch,
hard
man.
To look at.
You just take these moments, and you realize like, there's time is never going to be on your side, just never will. It just is there, and all these things happen. No matter what happens in life, like it's just times. We all die. We don't last forever. And that was such like the most human moment. I thought, like, it had nothing to do necessarily with the sport, with anything. It was like, here's a person who is coming to terms with like life.
Funny how that works, right? Like,
so good.
It's just, it all comes back to just small human moments that you can all relate to.
Yeah.
In this story, and that's what propels this movie into being one of the greatest sports stories ever told. Really.
Sure. I mean, I agree with that. Yeah, and it's great. I love it. Yeah, it's so great.
What a film! What a fantastic film!
It's so good.
Yeah, so I guess any more?
No, I think no.
Okay.
That's it. I felt I think I got everything here that I wanted to. It's a great movie. Movie.
Cool. So that's Dangal. What another fantastic film. Not quite the level of Three Idiots, but what will hit that level. But it really is the best sports movie I've seen in just, I said since Remember the Titans, so that was 2000. So best sports movie I've seen in 23 years. Were we really saying that? Oh, goal? Goal, The Dream Begins. That
Oh, I
was a
didn't see
small
that
movie.
I didn't
That was
see
pretty good. I saw that after.
Okay.
Not much after. But anyway, love the movie. Love Amir Khan. Disney, you can still do it, I think are the takeaways. And
Well.
again, every kid from age 13 to 14 up should be watching this film. You will learn so many life lessons and so many good things that you can take and hold with you for the rest of your life. And it's important. Stuff like that's important.
100%.
For now, that's where we'll end this, guys. Just have a couple of things to say. We're still working on the reaction video of the craziest thing. We haven't done the poll yet because I've been out of town. Ed's been out of town. It's been kind of crazy. We'll get to that, I promise. Hey, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll do it. How does that sound? So the more people who subscribe, the more we'll do.
Yes, sir.
Also, there's a film coming out in America in theaters called Adipurush. Adipurush. I just saw the trailer this week, or I didn't see the trailer. I saw that the trailer came out. It comes out June 16th. June 16th, a big weekend for us. We are gonna go watch The Flash. But is that a movie we should see in theaters? Should we watch that? I will pin a comment down below when we publish this video, because this is all the way at the end, so I don't know how many people watch this. But should we watch Adipurush in the theaters? Because it's a movie we get to see in the theaters, and it looks like a historical epic. Ooh. And yeah, it looks interesting. There's a guy with a bow. Sorry, the bow's facing down. It's facing down. The bow's facing down.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, should we watch that movie in theaters if we get the chance? And yeah, new poll coming very soon. I will post that up, and I'll get this video. Thanks for liking, watching, and subscribing.
Thanks, guys.